Right, and we're moving. Duke Williams, welcome to Ascenfia.
Thank you, bro. Pleasure to be here, man.
So, yeah, really excited to speak to you. Obviously, we've had some technical difficulties, so we've jumped for a few hoops to get here, but you've got one of the strongest mindsets out of everyone I know. So, I'm really excited to speak to you. I'm really grateful for you to be here speaking with me as well. So, let's start with the now. So, fresh off the back of Gold Coast Marathon, Sydney HYROX. Definitely worth mentioning they're both in the same week as well. Yeah, how are you feeling?
Yeah, feeling really good, man. Yeah, just stoked. I got both of the events done, and the body held up really good. So, yeah, really happy, and yeah, just stoked. I pulled through, no injuries.
What was the Gold Coast Marathon like?
The Gold Coast Marathon it was tough. It was challenging, but it was awesome. It was awesome. It was beautiful. I've done 3 marathons now, Canberra, Sunny Coast, and finally got the Gold Coast ticket, and it was awesome. Probably my most favourite marathon I've done. The vibe there is awesome. Thousands of people, spectators are everywhere. So it's a vibe the whole run, and it's super flat, the flattest marathon in Australia. Yeah, that's a proper fact. So it's good if you want to go out there and do a marathon and get a PB. The GC is probably the best one to do it on because it's so flat, it's fast, and the weather, we were lucky, blue skies, beautiful day, and yeah, it's an awesome event. So
How'd you go in terms of personal times?
personal times, mate. Yeah, I got a PB down there, 3:33. I was 33, so I was really
Nice.
stoked. I bought my ticket, I think last year in October, and these marathon tickets nowadays they sell out within a day. I think in a few hours it was sold out. So we bought it with a friend back in October, I think, and yeah, really lucky to get a ticket into it because within a day it was sold out. So you've got to be fast with these running events. They're sell out quicker than a Taylor Swift concert ticket these days, mate. But yeah, sorry, what was it again?
And the HYROX as well, and the times in terms
Yeah,
of what you've done before.
3:33 was my time. Really happy because 4 weeks out, I was contemplating not doing the GC marathon because I had a bit of a calf sprain, little tear, and I didn't think I was only running once a week, maybe 5Ks. Didn't know if my leg would hold up, my calf would hold up, but I done a lot of stretching and a lot of ice bathing to heal it, and then a week out, I said, I think I should be good to go. And yeah, was able to finish the marathon. So I was really happy.
I think we spoke about it before, but something that's really stuck with me is that 40% thing that David Goggins spoke about. So he said that most people quit at 40%. And I think that's really stuck with me because I feel like in these types of events that you experience, we sort of access and unlock a part of ourselves that we didn't know was there. And that doesn't have to be a marathon. That can just be something that's really pushed yourself. And I think as you complete these types of things and you kind of realize that you have so much within you, like way more than you probably thought you did, you kind of build confidence over time. So is that something you've experienced compared to when you, let's say your first marathon or when you first started really pushing yourself exercise wise?
Yeah, 100%. I've had to dig deep a couple of times in a few events, and probably the most was in my first marathon. I was 25. It was 10 years ago in Canberra, and 10 weeks out, I'd never run over 10 kilometres from the marathon. Yeah, so I just said, I really want to do it, and yeah, I did it. But 2 weeks before that Canberra marathon, I really hurt my knee. Like, this was my last long run. It was like 36 kilometres, and around the 30K mark, my knee buckled. Well, I don't know what exactly it was, but when I went down to Canberra, I couldn't run for 2 weeks. I just turned up in Canberra. I was like, I'm gonna finish it. And then it was pretty much the first 10Ks was just pure pain. and he was just digging, and then out of nowhere, that pain disappeared around the 10K mark, and I was able to grind out that marathon. 4 hours 25. I got it done in. So pretty slow, but that's a time when I've really had to dig deep and tap into that, to that mindset of trying to be really strong.
So you've shaved off 50 minutes between your first and third marathon.
Yeah.
Albeit with an injury in the first one, but
Yep.
that says it all. I think that's pretty neat progress.
Yeah, and I was stoked. Day one, I done that first one. I couldn't walk for 2 or 3 days because I was already injured. The leg was absolutely smashed. Couldn't walk properly for 3 days, and I was a complete novice at long distance running back then, so I was all learning. But yeah, over time, just got more fitter and a lot more running in, and now I'm able to run a lot quicker. 50 minutes, so yeah, that is pretty cool actually when you put it that way.
So I think it would be perfectly reasonable for those two events to be your highlight of your year so far.
What's that?
The HYROX and the marathon. I would say in most people's years or in your own life, they'd probably be the top two things you would have achieved in a year. However, obviously fairly recently you climbed up quite a famous mountain in Nepal. So just confirm, what experience did you take part of?
Yeah, so I went in April. I went to Nepal and I went to to Mount Everest Base Camp. I done the trek there in the Himalayas, and that was unreal. That was one of the best experiences I've ever done. So that'll be definitely one of my highlights.
So what's the difference between base camp and people that are trying to climb to the very top?
Oh, what's the difference?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, to get to base camp is tough enough, and that's at 5,300 meters above sea level at the altitude. And then once you get there, that's just the beginning of another month or 6 weeks of going from base camp to the top of Mount Everest. Once you get to base camp, it takes 9 days to get there. But then to go another 3,000 meters takes them anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks due to weather or whatever. But that's just how long it takes because you've got to keep acclimatizing. So to get to base camp is really cool. It's a pretty cool accomplishment. But to get to Mount Everest, you got to be made of steel, like pure tough. Because anyone who tries to attempt that, we get told, you're putting your life on your line to go and try and achieve that goal. So it's full. You got to be fully committed. So
what made you want to do it, and how did you hear about the experience?
Base camp. I heard about it from my brother about 20 years ago. My oldest brother Tama. He done it back in 2000 and maybe 2002 or something like this. He's 47 now, but he done it in 2002 when he was he got up there for his 21st birthday. Him and his partner at the time, and
it's not bad.
Yeah, so I've heard all the stories about base camp and how tough it is, and the altitude, and can't breathe, and how hard it is, and how beautiful it is. So I heard it all through my brother, and that kind of set the fire in my belly to just to go up there and explore it and see what it was all about.
So what did your package entail?
Yeah, so I done my journey to base camp with G Adventures, and it's a 14-day package with G Adventures, and pretty much you just got to get to Kathmandu the day before you leave, and it's a 14-day tour, so it's 9 days from. So you meet the day before you leave in Kathmandu, and you have a big meeting. You meet your group. You meet the 2 team leaders, and there's about 14 foreigners from around the world all of us who booked the same tour, and we're going up to base camp. So you get to Kathmandu the day before. have a meeting with the tour guides, meet everyone, and we have a real thorough overview in a team room to discuss what the whole trip's going to look like, what it entails, and then you pack your bag that night, give it to them. Then we go out for dinner. You know, get a bit of meet and greet with your new comrades for the trip, and then the next day you fly from Kathmandu to the Himalayas, and you land in a city called Lukla, and from Lukla you'll then walk 9 days up to base camp, staying at little villages on the way up to base camp. So it's 9 days up, and then it's about 3 to 4 days back to Lukla, and then you have a night in Lukla, and then you fly back to Kathmandu, and then you have a 3 day pretty much back in Kathmandu if you get back that day, and then you go out for dinner and you have a big party with all your new friends you've made, and celebrate your guys' awesome achievement of getting to base camp. So yeah, that's pretty much what you get with G Adventures, and awesome tour group, and I'll highly recommend if anyone wants to go up to base camp. G Adventures is great.
How are you feeling when you first get there? Like when you meet the group and you meet your guide, what was that? What were your overriding emotions?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. I was excited. Kathmandu is something I've never ever witnessed before. Just a totally different city, country to New Zealand or Australia from where I'm from. I went for a run that morning in Kathmandu to just to try to acclimatise and flush out any jet lag or anything like that. And it was awesome. Kathmandu was great because I actually met my guide early in the morning at breakfast. He was there. His name was Suman. Great man, awesome man. He's about 38 years old, and he's a really good tour guide. And he's done about 100 trips, taken 100 groups of people up to Mount Everest and back. So he works for G Adventures, and he was great because I needed to see him early because I rocked up to Kathmandu with just my shorts, singlets, and my jandals and thongs because I came from Bali beforehand, so I had no winter gear, no wet weather gear, and he took me pretty much shopping. Me and another guy, Artie, I met a young fella there, Artie. He was from, where's Artie from? He's from Norway, and we became real tight. He was my roommate, and we both went into a little town called Tamil in Kathmandu, and we went and done all our shopping, got all our clothes there in Tamil. And if you ever go up there and you want to do the trek, don't buy your gears in your country, New Zealand or Australia or England or wherever you come from. It's way more expensive. Go to Kathmandu, rock up with nothing, and just buy it all there. I paid $300 Aussie. I got 3 jackets, 3 thermals, pants, shorts, beanie, gloves, what do you call this thing? The mask to cover, the dust coming in, and I must have got about 15 to 20 pieces of clothing items for 300 Aussie dollars, and that's pretty good because one of those jackets here, I think it's called North Coat, the brand, or something like North Shore, and
one of those
coats cost $500, $300 Aussie.
Yeah.
So I think I was pretty smart rocking up.
Yeah.
With my jandals and my footy shorts. Yeah.
So on a day-to-day basis, do you climb the same distance each day, or are there some days that are longer than others? How do they do it?
Yeah, so pretty much you land in Lukla, and every day you're walking about 6 hours minimum, more or less. Yeah, something like that, give or take. And they're not long distances. I don't know exactly, I can't remember, but it must be like 5 to 10 Ks of walking. But you're constantly going up the mountains, up the Himalayas.
Not flat 10K, is it?
No, it's not flat, mate. And it just gets harder and harder and harder. And so it's quite like It's about, I would say, 6 hours of walking every day. But it's not, you're not going flat out. It's a nice steady pace, and you're just cruising up the hill pretty much. So yeah.
And where do you stay during the evening? Do they have like sort of mini
Oh
hostels
yeah,
along
so
the way?
you stay in little villages. The first one we stayed in after you land in Lukla, the airport, you walk to a town called I think it's called Fakting, and that was real beautiful down low. And you stay. It's a little village, but you stay in. They call them tea houses, and they're like hotels, hostels, and yeah, you'll stay there the night, and then you carry on the next day, and then the next city, next village was, I think it was Namche Bazaar.
So are there native people living in these villages that you stop off at, or is it just a route for what you're doing?
Yeah, so on the route, all villages, and it's all the locals. All the locals live up there, and that's how they make their money from all the tourists going up to base camp or carrying up to Mount Everest. They sell food, they sell lollies, chocolates, accommodation, and you need that when you're going up there. Yeah, so that's how they make their money.
Where's the airport or the runway that you were talking about when it literally lands like on the edge of a cliff? Like the video you showed me was insane. Like there's literally no margin for error for that pilot.
Yeah, so you land in a town called Lukla, and that airport there it's one of the most dangerous airports in the world, because when you come into land, you're landing in a mountain, and when you land, you can, at the end of the runways is a mountain. So the pilot's got to judge it really good, because if he overruns it, you're going straight into the wall, to the hill there. And then when he takes off, you take off, and once he puts the foot down, he's got to be fully committed, because once he gets going, at the end of the runway is a cliff. So you're either going to go down the cliff, so he's got to make sure you get up and you get out of there.
What are the native Nepalese people like, and your guide as well? What were they like as characters?
Mate, the locals are what beautiful people, eh? They're so kind. They're very humble people. You know, it's humble beginnings from where they've come from, and all the porters, mate, they're the strongest people. They're a lot smaller than me, skinny, and not so tall either, but they're gonna carry your pack and your friend's pack all on their back, all the way up the mountain and down again, and you're just walking up with your water bottle. So they're the true heroes of the Himalayas, would be the locals. Yeah.
Did it have a spiritual feel to it at all?
Yeah, yep, absolutely. Up there in the mountains, it's the most beautiful place you can ever see. Like, the first night I woke up in Fakting, and I came down having breakfast, and I was having my coffee, and I looked around, and you're just surrounded by the 10 tallest mountains in the world. It's incredible. It's so beautiful. And also up there, you see all the prayer flags, and you see all the, Buddhism is the main religion up there. So it's a very sacred place. You go past the monasteries, and you ring the bells, and there's a very big spirit that you can feel up there in the Himalayas. Yeah. And you also know too that people, when you're going up there, it's not just we're going to walk up. It's dangerous. You know, you hear about people who have lost their lives on the track. So that just puts everything into perspective, and you lock on your focus, and you just thank God every day that your body's handling the altitude and the cold, and you're moving every single day. So yeah, there's definitely spiritual presence up there in the Himalayas.
How did you find it physically with the altitude? Was it harder than you expected, easier? How much of a factor is the altitude? Like, is it... You did mention about when you get to a certain point, you kind of, even just a flight of stairs, like 10 meters, just a little 30-step climb, and you're properly gassed. Like, how did you find it?
Yeah, it's a hard one to describe. I would say like a marathon is physically, it's quite taxing on your muscles and when you lock up and you hit the pain factor, it's hard. But when you do the hike up to base camp, it's not so strenuous. You're going real slow. Like it's like a Sunday's walk stroll up there, because you don't want to go too fast up the mountain, because that's how you get altitude sickness. If you go up too quickly, you got to slowly acclimatize your body to the lower oxygen levels that you're slowly going up, right? So it's very challenging. Slow is fast up there, and fast is slow, because you can wake up in the middle of the night if you go up too quick, like I did. I did a couple nights, and my heart was just pounding. You'd wake up, heart's pounding through the roof. So I have to wake up Artie, my roommate, and be like, bro, you might have to get the guy. I can't breathe. And he's like, just calm down, you get your breathing down and settle down. Also, you can have nightmares up there because of lack of oxygen, just strange dreams. And that's just all part of going up higher, and the altitude effects on your body and your mind. Yeah.
And how did you feel with the people that you've done it with? Like, you must have developed such a sense of unity and connection with these people, but it must also have been quite strange as well. Obviously, you just rock up, complete strangers, and then you go on this crazy adventure with them. You say 11, 14 days, just the maddest experience of your life, and then you all just depart and drift off into your own lives again. Like, that must be really strange. And did you find it difficult returning back to normal life after?
Yeah. I was really lucky. We had a great group from, I think there was 14 of us, tourists, you would say, from all over the world. I'll go through them, actually. I'll give them all a quick mention. And 4 of them were over 60. So
Wow.
Our oldest lady got up there, oldest person in our group, we called her Oma, which is grandma. She's from the Netherlands. She was 71 years old, and her proper name's Hannah. She's from the Netherlands. And then we had Gernot. He was 62, from Germany. Awesome man. He was like, took all our photos. Then we had Rob from America, and we had Michael. And they. Oh, we had Rob's 61st birthday up there in the first night, and fuck thing, that was cool. And then we had Michael, who's another doctor, and he's 61 as well, 62. American man as well, but he resides now in Portugal. So those 4. And then after that, we had a couple in their 40s, Claire and Matt, and they were the best on the track. They just listened. They had done many of these kind of adventures before, and they were really good. So, yeah, Team Canada, we call them. They won, or maple syrup. And then we had myself, the Kiwi, Aussie from over here. And then we had, who were the young ones, the 20-year-olds? We had Connor from America as well. And we had Connor, and we had Claire, or Sydney, from Sydney. And we had Artie, my good old roomie. And then we had my bro Artie from Norway, and he was about 24. And, he was my roomie. And did I say Molly?
Nah.
Oh, sorry, Molly from England. Yeah, English-Scottish girl. She was the fittest. She was a weapon. She would beat everyone up the hills, and... yeah, she was super fit, and she was the youngest of the group too, so that's probably why.
Do you stay in contact now with these guys?
Yeah, and it was, you're right, it was sad. Like, we done the trek, we came back, we all went out for dinner, we all had drinks that night, and then the next day, people either stay on in Nepal, or people were flying back to whatever country they were from. And I left the next day to Vietnam, and it was sad. I didn't want to leave. I wanted to stay and hang out with all my new friends that I just made on this awesome trek. And yeah, but the great thing is we got a WhatsApp group, and we all still communicate. we all still share. Hey, like when I got to Vietnam, I was like, hey guys, I checked into Vietnam. It was like, yeah, cool. And then everyone's like, oh yeah, I'm back in America. I'm back in England, back in Sydney. So yeah, it's awesome. We're still tight and we all still communicate in our WhatsApp group because yeah, some of the bonds you form, you all become so tight. You become like a family because every day someone's struggling up there. Every day someone's hurting, someone's cold, someone didn't sleep well, someone's got a sore belly, and yeah, you become like a family. It's really cool.
So do you stick together as a group, or if somebody is struggling, do you kind of go at your own paces from the day to day, or do you stick together?
Yeah, we all stick together pretty much. Some people will be a bit quicker and they'll go off a couple of extra, 20, 40, 50 meters ahead. Or you're pretty much going up all together. And then some will fall behind. They're taking photos, and everyone's just, you can see each other, but everyone's just taking their own time. Some are going a bit slower. They need to go a bit slower. The altitude, they're feeling the altitude, and then some people, like me and Molly, were a bit fitter than everyone. We could get going, but when we did start moving too quick, you'll notice that night you couldn't sleep well because you.
Catches up with you.
Yeah, catches up with you. So the key is to go slow. Just cruise. You're not trying to race anyone up the mountain. There's no first place for getting up there first. It's just you against you pretty much. So just take it easy. And your group's just chilling. It's like a nice Sunday stroll every day. So, yeah.
So take us through the last couple of days leading up to that point where you complete this unbelievable achievement. What did the last couple of days feel like reaching that summit?
Yeah, the night before, we pushed to base camp. I forget the name, Tingboche or Leboche or I'm sorry, I forget the last name. But that night I couldn't sleep. I was too excited, and it was freezing up there. Like you got minus 10 degrees, you got a minus 20 degree sleeping bag, and I couldn't sleep. I was too excited because I knew the next day. We've been walking 8 days. The next day, I'm gonna reach my goal, man. I'm gonna be at the bottom of Mount Everest. I'm gonna get there to base camp. So I was rolling. I probably had 2 or 3 hours sleep. Belly started playing up. So the next day was the longest push. That was the longest walk from. We left at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. We got to base camp around midday, 6 hours, and then you had to walk back another hour or 2. So it was probably 8-hour day walk, and we just got up real high. You're above 5,000 meters by then. That's when you really had to dig deep, and that's when I had to dig into that 40% rule, and everyone did because it's challenging, mate. It's challenging. It's really hard. You just everyone's digging in, and you can feel your energy is just zapping. Like each step is a little bit harder the higher you go up. So you enter into that real mindset of, mate, I'm going to get there no matter what. And when we finally rolled into base camp, we're all happy, man. Like people were crying, and there were tears and hugs and just a whole lot of chahooing going on, man, to be honest. And then
that must have been an unbelievable feeling.
It was so cool, man. Like I've seen it on TV, and it's a special place, not many people get to go there, and beautiful. And to see Sagramata or Chumaluma is what the locals call it. Chumaluma actually, before they changed it to Mount Everest, means the mother goddess of earth. That's what the Nepalese call Mount Everest. So yeah, humbling experience, bro, and just beautiful up there. And once we all got there, hugged, and I took my photo, I was like, cool. Get me down. Let's get out of here. And I needed to walk back because I was struggling. And I almost like passed out on the way back. So you go past a town called Gorokoship, and from Gorokoship to base camp's a couple of K. But that couple of K takes ages, like an hour and a half, 2 hours, just to walk 2 Ks or 3 Ks, whatever it was. And then you finally get there, take your photo, and then you come back. And on that walk back, because I'd used all my energy just to get there, I was the last one back to our tea house, and I said to my God, I need to go to bed. I'm going to pass out. He's like, no. I need you to stay awake for another 10 minutes just to make sure I was right. Took my oxygen levels. They were pretty low. I stayed up for 15 minutes. He said, cool, all right, you can go to bed. I went to bed with Artie. It was like 2 p.m. in the afternoon, mate. And boom, out. Rolled around and, yeah, I was hurting that day. I was probably the worst out of everyone, but everyone else was good. And then the next day you have an opportunity to go a little bit higher than base camp. I forget the name of it, but everyone goes there because you see Mount Everest very clearly. I forget what it's called. In the morning, and you have the most beautiful sunrise showing Mount Everest. And most people are up at 5 a.m. and they walk there. It takes about 3 hours to get up. It's only like 800 meters above Grokashet, but it takes 2 hours to get there. Can you imagine that? 800 meters, you run there in 5 minutes, if that, a few minutes you'll be there. But it takes a couple of hours, bro.
That's insane.
That just goes to show how hard it is. So, yeah, but I didn't go up that morning. A few of our group did, 3 or 4, but the rest, were all knackered. And
probably at that point, you are a bit like...
Yeah. I was, mate, my
goal
goal
was...
all
in to get there,
My goal was just to get to base camp. It got there, and then I was like, yep, cool, done it.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
Do you feel like it changed you at all? The whole experience?
Yeah, definitely. It's bro, it's so cool up there. It is so cool.
It must be moving, like
every day. You're just looking around, and it is just beauty everywhere. The most beautiful mountains, the most beautiful landscape you will ever see, and it's so humbling, because it's cold, because there's lack of oxygen, and it's just like you're walking in history pretty much. And it is really moving. Like I was walking, the first man to go up there with, there was 2, him and Tenzing Norgay and Sir Edmund Hillary, and he's from New Zealand, the first man to go up Mount Everest. So a lot of the monuments are paid homage to Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing on the way up, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's my countryman. He came up this mountain 70 years ago with barely any of the kit we have, and just goes to show how strong they were back then. So yeah, walking in the footsteps of really good men. So it was pretty cool, but it was humbling.
Well, mate, look, congratulations. Like, that is just an incredible achievement, and like you said, it's been on your bucket list for a long time, and you didn't let it just sit there as well, which is always something I've got great respect for. So that's just an awesome thing to do. So yeah, congratulations, mate. And so on the coming back, you stopped off in Vietnam as well. So I'm interested to know about the Ha Giang Loop that you've done. So one of my mates said it's maybe the best thing he's ever done. So it's like a 4-day bike ride through the mountains of Vietnam. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And how was that?
Yeah, the Ha Giang Loop is so cool. So cool. So after Nepal, I went straight to Vietnam, and that was one of the first things I'd done was the loop, and it's so cool, man. It's so much fun. It's pretty much you ride all day on the motorbike, and then you party at night. And with my group, it was honestly there were about 40 of us, and 30 of them were like 20 and under. So you were in there with all the young guns, and try not to be too old. And yeah, every night you drive all day through the northern mountains of
Did you have a driver?
Vietnam. Yeah, you have a driver. You sit on the back. You can drive it yourself if you want.
But it's a bit
risky, Yeah,
you got to be fairly skillful.
Yeah, you got to know what you're doing, because it's hectic on the road. So yeah, just hold on to the driver, and then every day you drive for about 6 hours. But you have multiple stops. You stop for a big lunch break, about 40 minutes, and then 2 or 3 stops between lunch and after lunch. You go for coffees and go to waterfalls, and you see awesome views of northern Vietnam. And you go right up to the border of China. You can see China right there. It's really cool. Yeah, so Yeah, the loop is amazing. I made some cool friends in there. You know, I was with 40 people from all over the world, and 30 of them were, you know, they're all just young teenagers pretty much, and a couple of us oldies in there as well. But it's an awesome experience. Great food, great countryside, and yeah, just great times with awesome people from all around the world. So that's
Definitely
really
worth doing for anyone that's visiting
cool.
Vietnam.
Yeah. Highly recommend if you're touring Vietnam right now. Get on the back of that motorbike and go have some fun for a few days. Yeah.
So Duke, you grew up in Whakatane, so that's sort of like northeast of the North Island of New Zealand, and you're of Maori descent.
Yep.
So what was that like growing up there?
Growing up in Whakatane was it was awesome. Such a Whakatane is on the east in the North Island on the east coast, just hour south of Tauranga and Rotorua, north of Rotorua an hour. Those are some major cities. If people don't know where Whakatane is, and that is a real name, Whakatane, but it's
But it's spelt like Wakatani, isn't it?
WH,
Yeah.
WH, wak pretty much. But we say the WH is a f in the Māori language. But yeah, beautiful place to grow up. We had the beach there. We had the river across the road. Swim there all summer. Grew up playing heaps of sports: rugby, touch, cricket, and yeah, with all my cousins and friends and our neighbourhood was awesome. We had all our neighbours were all the same age of us, and you're on your bike in the afternoon, biking around, playing hide and go seek, and yeah, great place to grow up. Yeah, it's a Māori community there too, like quite a strong Māori culture there. Mum and dad are both Māori, so that's quite rich in that area of New Zealand as well. So awesome place to grow up.
I want to ask you about the haka. So obviously huge part of your culture. So when I was in school back in England, we were taught about the haka in PE. So we watched a video of the All Blacks performing the haka in, I think it was a World Cup game. I can't remember which World Cup it was. And then we had to then go and like perform it afterwards as well. But I remember watching that, and it was really a striking thing to watch. Like I just couldn't believe the sheer power and force behind what they were doing, and just how much they were in sync, and the sounds and everything. It's just an incredible thing to watch and see. So what does the haka really kind of represent in your culture?
Yeah, the haka for us and our Māori world is, you know, haka's a war dance. You know, we used to use back in the day before war, during battle, to, you know, get us ready and get us into a good state before we went to battle. And we use it nowadays for, you know, ceremonial events like weddings, funerals, birthdays, real special occasions. And we also use it before sport events, you know, to challenge the other team, to say, hey, we're ready and we're here to battle, and I hope you guys are ready too. So yeah, it's a war dance, but it's another really good way, if it's sport orientated, it's a way of showing to your opponents that you're here and you're ready and you're up for a challenge. Yeah.
I found it interesting as well. You were talking about times when the opposition have not kind of just stood there and took it in terms of the haka, and they kind of formed their own kind of sign of arrival to the battle. And that was something you actually said that you guys respect, rather than thinking it's disrespectful to what you're doing. You actually kind of liked and respected the fact that the opposition were kind of turning up in that sense as well. So it's almost like a form of unity within the battlefield, which I thought was quite interesting as well.
Yeah, no, it's you know, I've played rugby and all that before, so I've faced other teams that have done a haka to us, and we haven't done one back, and it's the worst feeling, because you've just got to stand there and your opposition just laying down the law to you, laying
big
down this
advantage.
challenge. Yeah, and you're just standing there, and there's not. It's a terrible feeling, especially when you're Māori. You want to give it back, come on, bro. But then I like it when I see other teams, especially at the international level, when the All Blacks play, and you have teams like France, they walk towards you. England, they made the V. That's their way of showing that, hey, we're here as well, and we're ready for the battle as well. So when both teams are both coming at each other, it's really cool because it just adds this extra level of tension there, and it just shows a good sign of respect that, yeah, mate, we're here too, and we're ready to give our best, just like as the All Blacks or whoever's performing the haka is ready to lay it down as well. So, yeah, it's really good.
I want to ask you also about te taiao in the Māori culture as well. Yeah. So I thought it was quite interesting. So just to sort of explain what that concept is and what that symbolises to you guys.
So te taiao talks about like it's our environment, and it's about all our waterways and our land and our rivers and our streams, and it's the interconnection between our environment and how it's all linked. So the rivers, the land, the sea, and also our spiritual realm as well. It's all connected, and we're a part of it as well as people. So it's important that we look after all of these areas. We look after our whenua, our land, our waterways. Those are treasures to us in Māori culture, and it's really important that we look after them, and we also use them for our own well-being as well.
And isn't there a god that kind of represents each element as well?
Yeah. So in Māori culture, we have our gods or our guardians. So like the god of the ocean or the god of the sea, Tangoro, Tane Mahuta is the god of the forest, Tumatoinga is the god of war, Tawhiri Mātia, wind, and Tamanui Te Rā, the sun. Papatuanuku is our earth mother, and Rangi is our sky father. And there's many more gods there, and it's really cool because we get to use them in all our myths and legends, and we use it also as like metaphors, so we can relate to how we look after our lands and stuff like that as well. And we use it for sport too as good metaphors to to look after our land, but also like the All Blacks or sporting teams will use our whakataukis or our proverbs, and they'll implement those into their teams' philosophies as well. So we draw upon those things for our sporting and more importantly, like our personal lives as well, can use it as well.
Yeah, I really love how those elements are really ingrained into your culture and lifestyle, and you've really highlighted the importance of getting all of these things into your body and your mind and your soul as well, because I think of my people in England, and in the winter it's hard, like it's difficult to get all of these to access all of these things. I mean, you could probably say the same as well in winter in New Zealand. The climate's not too dissimilar, but I think of times when you go a long period of time without these kind of elements of what you're talking about, and usually when you're feeling pretty rough and pretty bad mentally, it's likely because you've gone without any of those for a good period of time. So I feel like it's such a healthy thing that you've got ingrained into your culture. And I mean, I think of times and days that we've experienced here, when you're just getting all of those natural elements and environments into you, it just makes such a huge difference. Like going for a run and then exercise and training in a circuit outside in the sun, and then getting in the ocean afterwards. You just like it's honestly like a drug. It's like just straight euphoria, and it just makes a huge difference. And I just think it's really important that these things are highlighted, and it's never ever something that should be looked over, because the power of this place that we live on is huge. Like it's literally what we're connected to and hardwired for.
Yep. Yeah, so I like to use our the taiao, or like our rivers, our waterways, our land, the trees, the sun, the earth, the ocean, tangaro. I like to use all of them for we call it hauora, which is our well-being in our Māori culture. So, you know, go for a run, get outside, get into Mother Nature, use the sun to give you energy, get out there and breathe the fresh air, get all those endorphins going, get a good sweat up, exercise, you know, pull-ups, press-ups, and while you're working out your body, you're getting all our sun, you're getting all that fresh air, you're out there in the grass and on our papatuanuku, and then once you get all those ingredients into you while you're working out, all your endorphins will be flowing.
That's it, it's ingredients.
And yeah, it's like bit of this, bit of that, you know. Here's a bit of Panadol, here's a bit of penicillin, but it's the sun, it's all our natural elements that we need to have daily. And like whenever I'm in a bit of a rut, sometimes I just need to get outside and go run a bush track, run the roads, get that exercise in, outside, breathing the fresh air, getting the sun in, all the rain, and getting that blood flow going. And then best way I like to do is top it off with jumping in the ocean, jumping in the river, jumping in whatever it is, the ocean, the lake, the river, and you just wash it all off, man. And, you know, you're getting that spiritual side as well because you're connecting with all our natural elements, and you feel good. So I think that's really important, especially in today's age where we're all just hustling and grinding, that take a bit of time out for yourself and go get your daily dose of sun and sea and fresh air and exercise, and you'll feel heaps better.
Which is all linked to the 75 hard challenge that you've got me involved in, which I'm very grateful for. So just confirm what that entails, the 75 hard.
Yeah, so the 75 hard challenge, there's 5 things that you've got to do every day, and there's a couple of things that you're not allowed to do. So the 5 things you've got to do every day is you've got to exercise. It's normally 90 minutes, but we just said 1 hour. So exercise every day an hour. Read 10 pages of a good book. Listen to 30 minutes of good audio. Drink 4 liters of water. And eat good food. And everyone knows what good food is. You know, you can go on a real clean diet, but overall you just need to eat good food, yeah? The 3 things you're not allowed to do, or the 2 things, or 3. No shit food, no bad food, or 3 things. No shit food, everyone knows what that is. No drugs, and no alcohol. We should chuck smoking in there as well. Delete all those 4 things. Do those 5 things. Exercise, reading, water, listening, audio, and good food. And those are 5 just normal, simple things that you do every day for 75 days. Get rid of those other 3 things. Drugs, alcohol, terrible food, not allowed. And just do those 5 things every day for 75 days. Tick the box, get those green ticks every single day. And if you do that for 75 days, that's pretty much a 75 hard challenge.
It's been an incredibly powerful thing to be a part of, because I think that to begin with, if you're an active person, you can, even for someone that is active already, you could think, oh, I kind of, do these things anyway. But when you really get them done every single day for 75 days, I mean, whoever created the challenge probably used 75 days. It's probably roughly around how long it takes to build a habit. But the power really compounds as you go, and you build just so much momentum with you. Like, I mean, I started 8 days. You already 8 days in when you invited me into the challenge. So I've got a little bit longer. You sort of got 5-6 days.
Yeah, I think we're up to day 73.
Yeah.
73, yeah. So I only got 2 more days to go, and then you've got about another week to go.
Yeah.
Like this. Yeah.
And by the end, it's like it's almost not even a challenge. You don't want to stop. Like, they're really ingrained into your life now. You feel weird if you don't do these things, and it's just such an incredible thing to do. And obviously, we're in a sort of like a group that do it. So there's a group chat. There's sort of 20 people that are all taking part of this challenge at the same time, and that has a huge amount of force behind it as well. When you're putting your check in every single day and you're seeing all of these people that are doing it too and they're supporting you, there's so much value and power in that community, in that group as well. And for me, I mean, I don't know how you feel. For me, the most interesting one for me has been the reading. So I would have thought, the physical movement, it was something that I'm well aware of and the benefits. But for me, the reading has been something that has been astronomical, especially compared to what I thought it would be. Just those 10 pages of a book every single day has really highlighted to me just how important reading is and how beneficial it is, because it just keeps you locked into a very, very good mindset consistently every single day. And I think the quality of the content that you're consuming is very, very rich as well. So, it could be 5, 10, 15 years of someone's life that they've put into this book, and you're consuming that, as opposed to the quality of things that you intake on social media or anything like that. Is the difference is just wild. And also the act of just reading itself is very kind of calming, and you have to be fully present and you have to really stop to read the pages. There's it's not a screen, it's not electrical, it's nothing. It's almost like its own sort of experience within itself, and it's been something that's really, really changed me, I think. And all of these things combined is just incredible. So if there is anyone that's looking for a way to change their life, I honestly think this is the way to go. It's been huge, and it can be anything. It doesn't have to be an hour of massively intense exercise. It can look different to everyone. Like there's some 75 hards that's like an hour outside, an hour inside. You can set that to whatever you want it to be. I mean, there's people in the group that are sort of coming back from injuries. So I saw someone say how they've just been doing 60 minutes of walking every day. So just getting 10K steps in. So it can look however you like, but the important thing is you stick that flag in the ground at the start and you say, I'm doing this, and you complete it and you do it. And there's something in that promise that you keep to yourself. Huge. Yeah.
No, the 75 hard challenge, it's amazing. And those 5 habits, they're all pretty simple, and everyone actually knows that you should be doing them if you want to be happy and healthy, and keep your mind in a good place. Exercise, good food, reading, water, and listen to good things. And one thing that I like to take away from what you said is, the reading is actually, it's amazing, especially when you get a book. Like, I was never a reader, but I've been doing the 75 hard for like the last 2 years, and it becomes, you're right, like a lifestyle, and you just you become almost kind of like robotic, where it becomes part of your identity, and you just do it. You wake up, you got to train, you got to read, you got to do audio. So also a good thing about it is you got to, there's no off day. So you got to make sure you're managing your time properly, especially when you got work and you got kids and you got family. Like some of our people in our group, they've got kids, they're running a business, and they're doing the 75 hard. You got to be really disciplined about how you're spending your time. There's not much room to be mucking around. Otherwise, you get to 7 p.m. and you haven't done anything, and that's when it's tough. And you just learn that throughout the challenge, how to use your time appropriately. Like me, I like trying to train in the morning. If I don't have to go to work, train, smash a litre of water first thing in the morning, and you just start the ball rolling in a really good, positive direction. So, I think the 75 hard, if anyone's out there and they want to kind of turn things around a little bit with your health, but it's not just about health, it's just about overall well-being. And the best thing about it is if you actually do it, and you don't have to be in the gym thrashing it every single day. Some days you won't have that much energy, so it's just about going for a walk, or it's okay, I can't make it to the train. I can't train in the gym today. What else can I do? Oh, I've got to hang out with the kids. All right, we're going to go for a walk. The boys take their kids, so they're incorporating their family to be a part of it as well, and that's awesome. You know, they're getting their walking and they're hanging out with their kids and their whānau as well.
And setting an example too.
Set an example, but the main thing is that you start building those habits. It's all about building those habits. They're just simple, easy habits that you've got to do every day, and then you start building belief and really good self-esteem from just ticking the box every day.
Yeah, and you, awesome. Like you said, you work out what works for you. So you're kind of forced to figure out how you best like to do things. So for me, I thought that reading at night before bed, that's what would work for me, but I kind of realized it got more difficult to get the 10 pages in as the day went on.
100%.
So I realized, I need to read in the morning, or I need to read on the train on the way to work.
And a great thing about the reading is if you get it in the morning, you're actually absorbing the book. You're actually taking in the information. When I was reading at night, I was just reading because I knew I had to do the 10 pages, and half the time you're trying to stay awake.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a great way if people want to go to sleep, read at night time. 2 pages, you'll be fast asleep.
Yeah.
But you start figuring these things out as you progress through the challenge, and you just got to stay strong. Some days are going to be tough and challenging, but you just keep hanging in there. It's all about building up that mental toughness in your brain to say, all right, I've got to do this. I'll do it no matter what, pretty much. And it just really does. You feel empowered because you do what you said you're going to do, and that's how you get real good self-belief, I think.
Yeah, that's why I first heard the formula of how to build confidence. Ed Milet said that's how you build confidence, by keeping the promises you make to yourself. And up until that point, I don't know, I didn't really understand where confidence comes from. It sort of felt like it was something you have or you don't have. And there's some people that might have more sort of like, natural confidence, but that is the formula to build it, to keep the promises you make to yourself. And there's no better way to do that than via this challenge.
Yeah, 100%. If anyone wants to, get amongst it, I definitely recommend getting into a group or giving us a message, because we'll probably be back on one as soon as this one finishes, and jump in. It really is, can change things up for you, change your life around, really.
Especially when you have that group as well, like you said.
It's the power of the group is amazing.
Because you're held accountable in there.
Yeah. When in our group, I'm the guy who has to be like, oi, did you do it? You didn't say you
people
tick the day
forget to tick off the night before, you're straight onto them the next day, and that you don't want to. It's not a nice feeling when you feel like that. You feel like a loser. You don't. Yeah. It's such a healthy environment to be part of.
And that's what all really people who do great at sports or athletes. You need someone there. They always have a coach or someone there keeping them accountable, and just calling bullshit pretty much. If no, you didn't do it, mate, you got to go do it.
Or you got to double up the next day. Yeah, which did happen a couple of times. It
does happen every now and then, 1 or 2 times. I said you get one pass for not making that session one day, but you double up the next day, and that's your one chance. And then pretty much if you do it again, you're out of the group. And it's just to show that we're taking it seriously, and you've got to be accountable to something, and that's your standard pretty much. You've got to meet those every single day, and that's it. Yeah.
So cold therapy, something you're a big fan of, something you do pretty much daily.
Yep.
That's, I think, something that's been a real tool and a key for you to be able to consistently do these things and keep up these habits as well. So you do like 5 to 7 minutes in the 6 degree, and then you alternate between the cold and the hot. What does that? Obviously, you're a big fan of it, but just how powerful is that, do you think?
Oh, yeah, that's one of the best things that I've learned this year or last year when I signed up to the it's immerse. It's a recovery place or baths, and it's awesome because if you're doing the 75 hard over and over again, your body's getting smashed every day for an hour. So you need to be able to recover so you can do it again the next day.
Needs to be sustainable.
Yeah. So the ice baths I highly recommend. And the way I found out is through the audios. I listen to my audio when I'm driving my car, cleaning the house, when I'm doing nothing, or when I'm training. I put a bit of David Goggins in, like, come on, it gets me going. Bit of Dwayne Johnson. I really like listening to my audio when I'm stretching. And that's how I found out about the ice baths through Wim Hof. The guy kind of made it really big. And the ice is awesome because it's also a test of your mind. If you're gonna get in the cold, and you're not gonna get in. So that's another little mind challenge. And and when you get into the cold and you start getting in there for 1 minute, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5 minutes, you start building up another resilience inside you as well. And you got to go in there, and it is tough.
But it's a different kind of mental challenge as well.
It is. It's not.
Because you were saying it's like the worst thing that you should do is panic. And so through physical endeavour, sometimes it's about gritting your teeth and digging in.
Yeah.
Whereas this seems to be something very, very different.
Yeah. It's a different type of training, getting in the cold. And it's a test of your will, pretty much, I think. Your mettle. If you're going to get in there or not. And you've got to get in there, and you've just got to suck up that pain. You've got to handle it. And it's hard. You don't want to get in the freezing cold water. But you know that in that cold, that's where the gold is. That there's some goodness in there. And you just handle it, take it in. And it's actually really good for your body, your blood circulative system, or it just heals up your body really good. And then I'll jump in so it's 6 degrees. It's pretty much freezing cold. Then I'm in there for a minimum of 5. Then I'll jump into a hot 38-degree pool for a minute or 2 warm up. And then I'll jump in a sauna. How hot's a sauna?
80, 85.
85 degrees, 15 minutes in there. And then I'll just repeat the process. Back in, shower off, jump straight back into the freezing cold for 5 to 6 minutes. And then jump in the hot pool to warm the body up. And I'm all done within an hour. Normally there for longer because it's actually really cool because it's a bit of a social place as well. You get to go catch up with friends and you meet heaps of people kind of on the same path as you, and you just have good yarns in there. So it's very social as well.
So add a wellness spa into your life.
Yeah,
that's
mate. Add an ice bath into your life, and it'll just help you change as well. Yeah.
How so for anyone that's wanting to get involved in the cold, have you picked up anything technical from Wim Hof about breathing? Like, how do you adjust your breathing to best suit the cold?
Yeah, if you don't have a ice bath, just the cold shower is a good starting place, Well, I'm really lucky, actually. I'm really fortunate. I got a gym and my recovery right next door to each other, and I'm there minimum 5 times a week. But if you don't have that, just put the shower on cold, go in there for a minute or 2, and that will start you on that process of getting used to the cold and just calming down. Because you're going to panic, you want to get out of it, but no, just handle it. Big breaths, slow, relax into it, and then your body will slowly acclimatise to the temperature. So yeah, it's about trying not to panic and just handling that pain for a little bit, breathing it out, and then you'll be able to, and then you realise, I'm okay here. So
and it massively highlights the 1% kind of compounding thing. Like it's an extra 5 seconds each time. It's not something you can just go in and smash 5 minutes initially. Like you have to build up that tolerance.
Yeah.
And then, like you say, your confidence probably does grow.
Yeah, it's another form of mental training. Get in the cold, handle it, stay in there, and build up that resilience in you. It's all about, the only thing that keeps you in the water is your mind. And you've got to, and that just takes time of building up that mental toughness to stay in there.
So
it's really good.
Duke, you're goal orientated, from what I've gathered. You seem to work very well with setting yourself goals from 3-6 months at a time, or longer term goals. Why do you set goals?
I feel that if I don't really have a goal, then I'm just cruising, I'm just drifting around, just wasting time, to be honest. So I always like to have I really love my sports and my physical events, so I've got to have that goal out there. It's going to have a timeline and a deadline, and that just helps me with my training. So when I am in the gym and I'm training, I'm thinking, all right, why am I doing this? Because, I want to run a marathon. I want to go to Mount Everest. I want to do a HYROX. So those are really important because it's a bit of a kick up the backside to push my training to another level. And that's what goals do for me. It's a driving factor.
So what advice would you give to people, somebody that's not happy with their physical health or the way that they look, but they struggle to know where to start, they struggle to stay consistent, as someone that's thriving in this area of life? What would stand out to you in terms of what you'd say to somebody who is in that position?
I would say if there's a few things that I think can help you if you want to change your physical health or your overall well-being. Number one, you got to know what you want. You got to know what you want to look like. If there's someone you want to look like, if it's Arnie, if it's a guy, a movie, if it's Cristiano Ronaldo, if it's a rugby player, get that photo, fix it in your mind. That's the first thing. You got to kind of have an idea of what you want to, who you want to be, and where you want to go. So that's the first thing. You got to know what you want, and then get that picture, put on the wall, or have it stapled in your mind. So every day you got to get up, and that gives you that gives you that fire and that energy to get after.
So don't be vague. Don't be, I just want to get healthier.
Yeah, don't. Have something that you got to look like, and start. Or if you've got a holiday that you've got to go to, book the holiday, and figure out how you're going to pay, whether it's pay for the holiday and turn up with that good body on it. These are all little things, little tools that will help you push you along to get that physique or body that you want. So you've got to be clear, and you've got to know, not fully clear, but you've got to at least have an idea of where you want to go. So get that first thing, the picture in your mind, the goal of where you want to be, what you want to look like. This is a marathon. Some people, it's not really about their look. It's more about, can I do this running event? Can I do this HYROX? Can I do a performance or something like that? So whatever that is, get that really clear, and then you'll start training towards it. That's the first thing. Number two is you got to get around the people, mate. If you live with people and they're not doing what you're like into, or they're a big influence and you can feel it, you kind of need to move shaft away from that and get into a different area, because those are big things that just hold you back. The second one is, or the third one is, you got to get rid of all your food in your house, all the shit food. Let's be real, throw it out.
That's something I've heard before, and I've done.
Because when I've needed
it's there, you'll eat it.
Yeah, when I needed to change, I knew I can't have a block of chocolate, like packs of protein bars in my fridge, because I'll eat all of them in one night. I have to go to the shop, as painful as I have to go every day to go get my protein bar, because if I have two, I'll know I'll go eat it. Get rid of the chips, get rid of the Doritos, get rid of the pizza, get rid of anything that's going to kind of pull you back. You need to discard all of it, because those, when you're trying to change, having any little thing that pull you back down needs to kind of get eliminated. So yeah, because
then you have to actually go to the shop to buy it.
Yeah,
which is
so you got to make
much bigger thing to do.
You got to make things as hard as you can for yourself. When I'm talking about the bad food. Yeah, you got to make. You got to, sometimes you have to drive a different way home, because if you go past the Macca's, you're going to pull in there, because you're so used to those habits. You got to, the bad things, you got to make it as hard as you can to get to them, And the good things, you got to make it as easy as you can to do.
Bring them close, yeah.
You got to bring them close. Once they're there, anything that will stop you from progressing and hindering you, it'll stop you when you're starting. So yeah, as much as you can, change your environment, get around good people, go to the gym. And I know people are like, oh, I don't know if I can afford it. It's $2. Just pay it, and you'll figure out how to pay for these things as well. So that's another thing I find. Just jump into it. If you think joining this gym or going to this event is going to be worthwhile your change, just go and sign up and do it. Yeah, don't hold back.
What drives you to be better?
What drives me is just I always want to try to be a bit better, and big one is probably my dad. He's a bit of a hero for me. I really look up to him. He's not with us anymore, but he set the standards, especially around physical training. He was in the army for 20 years, and 15 of those he was in the special forces with the New Zealand SAS. So, real strong man, and he's got some really good character traits that I want to try to attain as well. So, that drives me pretty much, and just trying to live a really good life, a real good, powerful life, and trying to just do my best every single day, pretty much. You know, when I see my old man pass away, I realized, you know, to me he was nothing was going to take him down. He was such a strong man. So, but just, anyone can go whenever, bro. Pretty much what I'm trying to say. And whatever you've only got this limited amount of time here on earth, so I need to try to use it as much as I can, because one day it'll be my turn to go. So just trying to maximize my potential as much as I can before it's all over. My time here is done. So yeah, that's what I learned from when my old man passed away. Pretty much, you don't got much time here, and you've got to give it heaps. Otherwise, don't want to look back with no regrets. Pretty much. So yeah.
Do you think your physical achievements and habits have grown out from just that one department of your life into other areas of your life as well, and just who you are and who it shaped you to be and who it shaped you to want to be as well? Do you think that to begin with it's just, physical activity, and then it's actually grown out to expand way, way further into your identity and who you are?
Yeah, 100%, man. Like, the training is a big part of my exercise, a big part of my life, and I feel like if I don't do it, I feel kind of terrible, disgusted in myself, really. And it's a really cool, because it's a good foundation. It's a good cornerstone for me to get that in. It's really humbling. It's really grounding, and it just fixes up my mind to just like it really like humbles. It just sets me up, gets me back down to ground level, and then I know I can start attacking all different areas of my life. So yeah, and then you start growing. Like in the cold, I've stayed in the cold for 22 minutes before, and I used to always just do 15 minutes. If I wasn't doing 15 minutes, I wasn't happy in the cold. And that's when you start growing your willpower, and it really starts opening up your mind to possibilities. You're like, oh, I can do some of these things. I can run a marathon. Now you start dreaming a bit bigger. And I'm like, oh, now I want to run a 3-hour marathon.
And that confidence doesn't just sit in that one area of your life. Like you can't, that confidence will expand into your financial life and your family life and the way you show up for your people around you.
And I think it's a big compilation of listening to the audio. You're listening to all these great people, like I love sportsman Brad Dawn, reading his book, Richie McCaw, Tom Brady. You're pulling inspiration from everywhere. So you're hearing it every day. You're reading it in the books, and it starts growing your mindset as well to kind of different possibilities. You start believing, And a great thing about the 75 hard is when you're training so much, and you're putting your money into nutrition and good fuel, you're saving a lot of money, because I used to blast it all on the piss, pretty much, on alcohol, you know. So you're saving all this money as well. So now my financial side is much more healthier, and you start reading books on money and how to make more money. So I start growing in financial areas, also in relationship areas, and also in spiritual areas, where I meditate every morning, I pray every morning, do my gratitude, and I do that in the morning and try to do it at night as well. And it's really powerful, all of those areas, and try to have good relationships, good family, my brothers, my sisters, and you're constantly working on yourself, and you're just trying to get better in all areas of life, not just physical health. You're growing your mind, so you're learning, your knowledge is increasing, you're trying to grow money, trying to grow career, and you're just trying to, have good relationship, good family, and you're growing all these areas. And it's just, for me anyway, it's just about trying to have a really good quality life. And if I can try to put a bit of energy in all of these things, life's pretty good.
You're standing on the right frequency as well, like you say about, it's like your diet, just like your physical diet of what you eat, but it's also your mental diet is just as important as well. And if you're standing on the right frequency daily with these good, right people, it's gonna have an impact on you, especially when you build it up over time. What's most important to you in terms of how you carry yourself and how you are with other people? How do you want to be known?
Oh, I just want to, I think, I want to just have really good character, like be known as a really good person. He's loving, loyal, he's friendly, he's very welcoming and kind. I think, when you meet people out on the street, you only meet them for a few minutes or so, so always being polite, being kind. As long as you come across the first time, always saying hello, thank you. I think those things are really important, especially because you only come across people, 10 minutes, and then see you, mate. Everyone's busy. So that's really important for me is, am I being a nice guy? Am I being polite? Am I being friendly? Am I being respectful? And then and then another one, when you further get to know me, is to know that, I'm just a good person, honest, and loving person, pretty much. That's how I like to be known by.
Drew Williams, it's been an absolute pleasure, mate. I really, really appreciate you sitting down and talking with us today. I think you're very inspiring to me, certainly. You've really helped me in a number of ways, and I think your story and your mindset is just awesome for everyone to hear. Where can people follow what you're doing, what you're up to in terms of your lifestyle, your physical accomplishments? They want to reach out to you. How can they do that?
Yeah. If anyone wants to reach out to me, I'm on Instagram and Facebook. I don't think I post too much stuff, but if you want to reach out and catch up and have a yarn or get some training in, or just reach out. Facebook and Instagram, and I guess we can attach the links if anyone wants to connect with me. Yeah,
awesome.
That way.
Well, thank you, mate.
Thank you, Sam.
Until next time.
Pleasure. Tell my bro, mean.